Merry Christmas, everyone. And Merry Christmas to you, Alicia.
Merry Christmas. Ho, ho, ho. No, that's lame. Merry Christmas, Jack. And Merry Christmas, guys. Merry Christmas. Oh, my God. It's fucking Christmas. It's almost over. We almost made it. We almost did it. We can do it.
Wow, you're so super hyped about Christmas.
Hyped about Christmas being over.
I'd like to welcome everybody to our Christmas special. We got some great stories for you. And this involves a company Christmas party, which actually, all the submissions I'm going to be reading today are from Christmas parties.
Debauchery.
I love it.
Debauchery.
So this woman said she went to her husband's company Christmas party, and they had a photo booth there, like an actual photo booth. You walk in, sit down.
Right.
After a few drinks, of course, they made their way to the booth to get some pictures taken. And while she's sitting on his lap, he gets a little frisky.
Mm-hmm.
So she just slips her little panties down and unzips his pants, and then they bang in the booth.
Y'all Christmas party hoes.
Well, everybody was on the other side of the curtain, probably listening.
No, like, I wonder if they thought that they got away with it. Like, do they think nobody else knows that they're banging? Because everybody knew.
How many other people do you think banged in there that night?
Yeah, nobody just nobody said anything. Like, people who
disappear for more than 5 minutes in a photo booth.
We know what you're doing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we're not dumb. Well, props to you guys, though.
I wonder what the photos looked like.
Like they were fucking.
Do you think she had her O face in one of them?
She probably had a couple of different faces on them, and they probably weren't that attractive.
I bet they were.
Nobody's face is really that attractive while they're getting railed.
Good point. Good point.
It's just not something that everybody needs to see.
Thank you for that submission, and I think at next year's Christmas party, I am going to talk them into getting a photo booth so I can try that out.
Wow. All right, so this little Christmas submission comes from a lady, and she says, she doesn't tell us her age, but she does say that she's over 40. I guess she did what a lot of people do when they go home for the holidays.
She got on Tinder and was like, hey, I'm going to find some dick while I'm here?
No, she did one better. You go dumpster diving for like your old high school crush. Or your old middle school crush, you know, because they're finally...
So you hit up Facebook and you're like...
Yeah, what you do is you go post up in a bar. Especially if you grew up in a small town, you go post up in the bar that, like, you know, everybody's going to be at because it's Christmas and everybody's going to be home.
I've done that before. Not necessarily to bang, because it was basically just because I knew that's where everybody was going to be.
Yeah. Well, no, she went there because she was looking for it. She was like, you know what? It's Christmas. He's not doing it right. I need some new dick. I'm going home. I'll find something that's familiar. And I'll find somebody who maybe is enough of a loser now to fuck me. Like somebody who used to be really hot, but they're enough of a loser now to where I could cuff them.
Wow. Good plan.
Yeah.
Good plan.
Well, that was her plan, right? So that's what she did. So anyway, she finds this guy. Yeah, and it was like somebody that she was completely out of her league in high school, but she found him. And again, you know, she's in her 40s, so we're talking like over 20 years later. So they meet up at the bar. They hit it off. It's cool. And they actually end up at a mutual friend's house together for the after party.
3-way.
After they get back from the bar. Well, she said it was going good. Like they hadn't even kissed or done anything yet. Like it was all building up to this point. She said that he leaned in to kiss her, and of course they were both trashed by this point. And she said it was like a snake. It was like a predator. It was like something from a horror movie. It was like a snake unhinging its jaw. She was like, I felt like he was basically just trying to get my whole head in his mouth. She was like, he opened his mouth so wide and tried to kiss me. It was the most awkward, most disgusting thing ever. Who kisses like that, first of all?
She still fucked him, didn't she?
No, she said it was enough. She said she looked at him and she was like, hold on, I'll be right back. She said she found a spare bedroom in the house, went in there, found a blanket, locked the door, and never came back out.
But you're right. Nobody kisses like that, or they shouldn't.
No.
I mean, how old was this man?
Not in your 40s. Yeah. Come on.
Yeah. You should know by now, dude. You do not go in for the whole suck out your soul.
Yeah, like you're trying to swallow a freaking
dick.
Wombat hole. I don't care how drunk you are. I can see that. I would be turned off by that. I'd be like, okay, yeah. And I probably would have done the same thing. I would have been like, I'll be right back. And then just like find a room to disappear into. She said she found a blanket, found a pillow. I'm sorry that you almost got your face bit off, but thank you for that submission. And Merry Christmas.
This one happened at a company Christmas party where the company was pretty big. It was over 500 people.
Yeah.
So this girl was walking around and she had just freshly broken up with her boyfriend.
Uh-oh.
So she's like, I was on a sexual rampage.
She was dressed all slutty and
she's
everything,
like,
the whole nine.
I'm going to get some. She finds this guy that she's never seen before. They start, hanging out, talking, whatever. They get really, really horny because they're dancing on the dance floor, making out.
Super horny.
Like, yeah, they were being that weird, freaky, horny.
Just like making everybody else uncomfortable.
Yes, on the dance floor. So one of her friends pulled her apart and said, hey,
you guys need to do something.
Quit.
Yeah. Right?
You quit. You're embarrassing yourselves. Yeah, they were that kind of horny.
She's like, no, it's fine. It's fine.
So they went out in the parking lot to his car. Well, she thought it was his car.
Uh-oh.
He rode with somebody to the Christmas party. And as they're going at it, they hear a knock on the window.
Uh-oh.
It was the director of HR.
Is that who he rode to the Christmas party with?
Yes.
Oh, oops.
They were friends, and he was actually a new intern for the company.
Oh, that sucks.
And he was friends with the HR director, so he rode with them, and took back to that car. How do you... how
do you explain that one on Monday morning?
Right. Do I still have a job?
But that sounds like that was actually pretty, like living on the edge. Pretty cool, though.
Really cool. Thank you for that submission. On Friday, we talked about a poll that we had up on Facebook, and the question was, would you give Santa a blowjob if it would get you a better gift this year? So we closed the polls up, and if you don't know how we answered, go back and check out our episode last Friday. But the polls are in, and surprisingly enough...
What is the general consensus?
52% of you would give Santa a blowjob.
Damn. 52% of y'all would suck some dick for a better gift, huh?
47% said no, they wouldn't. And 1% said, I'm not gay, but everything has its price.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
So they'd pretty much suck some dick too. So it looks like the majority of you would suck some dick for a better present.
I mean, I never said I wouldn't. I just needed to know, like, how much better are we talking? That was my only thing.
Be sure to listen on Friday when we talk about our next poll that we're going to be having on our Facebook group, Dating Confessions. And if you're not a member of that group, go ahead and go join that after this episode.
This is a college Christmas story. Kid was, this one actually comes from a guy. He was out of school for winter break, but he went to school locally, so he was already home. It wasn't like he had to travel. So he's like, oh, I'm out of school for the next month. I don't have anything to do. let's hop on Tinder.
Fuck yeah.
I mean, because why not?
Do you know how many people are traveling and in places that they're only there once a year, and that's as long as their family still lives there?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that is like a hookup fucking
haven.
Blessing.
It's a hookup haven.
You can knock somebody up, never know their name, and get away with it scot-free.
What is it with you and knocking people up and just leaving them?
Just saying, you don't have to pay for the kid.
That's like your thing. Anyway, so he was like, I'm going to hop on some Tinder and I'm going to see what I can get into. So, of course, a couple days later, he meets this girl. And I guess he was kind of the artsy type. And he found out that she was artsy as well. She was a little bit older, but he was fine with that. They ended up meeting, hooking up. He said they actually hooked up a few times over the course of Christmas break. And the best part to him, because he's a college kid. So the best part to him was she had her own place so they could be as loud as they wanted.
Fuck yeah.
That was like the icing on the cake for him. That's
the icing on the cake for 90% of guys, probably. She can be as loud as you can. You know how good it makes a guy feel when you're just like fucking loud?
Yeah, he seemed like he was super excited about that. So anyway, this went on for a few weeks. It was great. So he's like, okay, it's getting time for me to go back to school. We're going to wind this shit down. So they kind of wound it up. Well, he goes back to school and he's like, oh, I know that girl. Oh my God. I was just banging that girl. She was the new assistant professor at the college that he went to. Whoopsie.
That's fucking awesome. That's not a whoopsie. That's oh my God, that's fucking great. You totally banged a professor in her house.
I didn't even know it.
She was probably loud as fuck. And now you can go sit in her class.
And be like, yeah, I banged her.
Be like, yeah, bitch, I had that pussy before any of y'all.
Wow. Would you tell people?
I would tell my friends, and that would be...
Would you fuck with her in class?
I'd fuck her in class, yeah.
No, like fuck with her. Like, would you try to like subtly fuck with her in class? I probably would.
I would. I fuck the hell out of her every chance I could.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'd be like, yeah, bitch, it's me.
Definitely would do that.
Yeah, that sounds like something you would do. I believe that. That story actually reminded me of you.
I'm sure it did.
It did a little bit.
It did.
So anyway, thank you for that submission.
I wish I could have been at this Christmas party. I really do.
Why is that?
Because this woman sent in this submission, and it said that her boyfriend had recently purchased one of those small vibrators, the ones that you can like put up inside you and it vibrates.
Yeah, like the little eggs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only this one had Wi-Fi control and her boyfriend had control of it.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I think that's pretty fucking awesome. So, she said that he would do it in public, and I guess it was their little kink. She put it up whenever they went out.
Yeah.
Well, she was receiving this award for something for her work.
Not cool, dude.
Yeah, so as soon as the CEO is shaking her hand and she's starting to give her acceptance speech or her thank you speech for the award, he flips it on.
No, not funny.
Yeah, she starts coming.
Not cool.
While she's giving this speech. She said my voice had to have gone like 8 octaves.
And he thought
higher.
That was okay?
Yes. He loved it.
Did she beat him up afterwards?
No, she said she loved it. She's like, I was embarrassed at first, but it felt really cool, and I don't know if anybody realized what was going on.
They knew something was going on. I wonder what they thought. I wonder if they were like, wow, is she like having a seizure or like a medical emergency right now? Like, what's going on?
I like it. I like the idea of it. I think you should wear one.
No, I think I'm good on that.
Thank you for that submission.
Okay, so this one is it's just straight up weird. Like, it starts out innocently enough, but then it just gets weird. So this guy, he hasn't come out to his family yet. Like in this post, his family doesn't know that he's gay. So he was on Grindr, I guess, over Christmas break, trying to find him a little Christmas Saint dick or whatever you find on Grindr. Well, he had family that was in from out of town, staying with him over the Christmas holiday. So he's on Grindr. And he runs across his cousin, who is also on Grindr.
Gay and on Grindr?
Yes.
Okay.
Who also has not come out to his parents. No, they didn't bang.
No, I didn't figure they banged, but I'm just thinking in my head that they're like planning a coming out together party.
Well, he said the guy who submitted the story, he said it made for a really awkward way to come out to both of their parents. Which, here's my question: why do you come out? Why do your parents have to even know about that? You can keep that shit between the two of you, right? Like, hey, dude, I know that you know that I know, but I'm not ready for everybody to know yet. So can we keep this between us? Okay, cool. Like, that should have been the end of it. Like, why does anybody's parents have to find out? That's kind of like, I think we had a similar submission where there were cousins who swiped on each other on Tinder. Mm-hmm. But this is,
but
to me, this is more extreme. But how often do you think that happens? Like in a hometown?
In my hometown?
Family members run across each other trying to do something dirty.
To each other in my hometown.
Well, no, they're not even trying to do it to each other, but family members or close friends or relatives, they'll run across each other online trying to do something. Not necessarily dirty, because I mean, this wasn't really dirty. But what if it is dirty? Like trying to do some fucked up shit online.
I don't know. I don't live anywhere near my family, so nobody's searches ever came up, so.
Like, what do you do at that point? Like, if your best friend, or you post something that you're looking for, clown monkey sex, and then your best friend is the one who responds to that ad, like, where do you go from there?
If it's my best friend and not a family member?
Or what if it was a family member? Like, anybody close to you?
If it was
where do you go from there?
Well, that depends on if it was a family member. If it's a family member, you just don't go there. If it's a friend... Mm-hmm. Then you're like, and you're into the same fucking kink, you're like, hey, let's do this shit.
I don't know.
A couple times a day.
I mean, what if it's like really weird?
If you're both into the really weird shit.
What if it's like shit play?
If you're into it and your friend's into it, why not?
Because I feel like I wouldn't want anybody that I know to know that I'm into that.
Nobody probably wants anybody they know to know that they're into that.
Right.
But when it happens and you find out...
You're like, okay, I'm just going to go with it.
You're like, fuck it. Let's have some fun.
You're weird. I'm weird. Let's get weird together.
Exactly.
Wow. So, yeah, I'm sorry that it kind of fucked up your holidays. I still don't understand why you guys felt like you needed to tell your parents before you were ready. I hope it worked out. And thank you for that submission.
So that's going to do it for this episode on our nice Christmassy special. Thank you for listening. If you like the show, share the show with all your friends and leave us a review on your favorite podcasting app. And until Friday,
I'm Alicia.
And I'm Jack.